Welcome to Equip Podcast. JBC, I call it, Justin Bible call it Equip Podcast. It's an official Equip Podcast to help or to kind of talk about what we have done in the past and what we're going to do in the future. And I usually ask uh, good friends, partners who have been working together with me for the past years and thinking about future, right?
Yeah.
We'd like to welcome Reverend Leslie Tully this evening, and I would like to ask you to this Equip podcast to talk about whatever you think of it, and in the past, kind of your experience with Just Education Center in partnership with International Ministries for the past, and
Mhm.
we look forward to it in the future.
Oh, thank
So,
you. Thank
welcome.
you. Oh,
Right.
thank you.
Yeah.
So my background is in education. I was a teacher for many years in public school and private schools in both U.S. and Japan, and I also was a principal of international schools. So my background has always been in education. But the last 8 years of my work with international ministries before I retired,
Mm.
I was an area director for Southeast Asia and Japan. So that meant I had 10 countries that I worked in. So I worked with our global servants, our missionaries, and then I also worked with partners. But always, no matter what the work was, no matter the country, I was always really interested in the educational system
Mhm.
and especially interested in seeing how to meet the needs of children who are in really challenging situations. So
Mm.
that's always been something that's been really important to me is education. I really believe in it, and I
Right.
believe that everybody deserves to
Yeah.
have an education.
Right. So you and your husbands and the family were missionary to Japan for how many years?
About 23 years.
23 years.
Hmm.
So almost half of your
Not quite half my life, but
well, let's say
maybe a
uh, yeah,
third
third
of
of
my life.
your ministry, yeah, third of that kind of ministry. Like how long have you been serving as a
Uh,
ministry?
we were missionaries totally well, I worked with international ministries for 31 years, I think
Wow.
32 years. Yeah.
Almost a life,
That's
one
a half of my
a
life. Yeah, just
half of
about.
life, or someone's half of their life, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and I get to know you. I think when we traveled together to Kuala Lumpur
That's right.
for
Yeah,
International Myanmar Baptist Fellowship. I think the
right.
first mission conference, and I
That's
was
right.
asked by their leaders, IMBF leaders, to be your interpreter that
That's
time.
right. Yeah. So at
And
that time, we were talking about some
yeah,
new initiatives that
right,
international ministries had. But
yeah.
then you and I were on the same flight
Then
from
fly to
Kuala Lumpur to Tokyo, and
Tokyo.
so
Yeah,
we had a chance to chat a little bit
yeah,
more about our common interest in education.
right, right. We talked a lot at the airport, and we headed to Tokyo together. I think that was my first time traveling to Tokyo too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and preaching at I think two or three Burmese churches there in
Right.
Tokyo that weekend.
Yeah,
And
there's a large community in Japan.
since then we started to have a conversation
Right.
over the interest that I have and you have. And how do we how I don't remember when you invited me to be your special assistant for Myanmar.
Yeah, I think it was as I was trying to see about working within ethnic groups, Myanmar ethnic groups,
Mhm.
to
Right.
really help strengthen education, and
Hmm.
especially some of the schools in Thailand and in Myanmar
Yeah.
before the coup and before COVID, and just trying to see, given your background and
Yeah.
your experience, how that might work in order for you to kind of maybe be a consultant.
Yeah.
And so at that time, we decided that it would be really helpful to give you an official title and
Right.
to have you be a special assistant.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's been from before the pandemic,
Yeah. So
2019.
you created, I think, that special assistance
Mm-hmm.
uh kind of, you know, job
The,
to
the role of a
promote.
special assistant.
Yeah.
So I was an area director for international
Yeah.
ministries. So
Mhm.
um, I I always I had special assistants. It's actually a role within international ministries.
Mhm.
But for me, I've always felt that special assistants bring extra understanding of
Right.
the cultural background
Yeah.
and have depth in their understanding of different areas of ministry. And
Yeah.
for you, of course, education
Yeah.
been, a huge one,
Yeah.
because of your education background. And then also, one of my areas that I work in is the Philippines, and you're a graduate of CPU, so
Yeah, right.
Central
And then
Philippines.
I was a scholar of international ministries too. So
That's right. Yeah, we had that tie
yeah,
too. Yeah.
I was supported by international ministry before you, the directors, the Southeast Asia directors,
That
area
was
directors.
Stan, right?
Stan was the one helping me to
Hmm.
finish up my studies at
And then
CPU.
Keith Tennant, I think, was
Yeah.
yeah, he was maybe the one who began
Uh-huh.
that.
Right, right. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing guys. So,
Mhm.
yeah, and IM's always had a scholarship program
Mhm.
like that to help
Right.
aspiring leaders to be
Yeah.
able to get a good, solid education.
Yeah. So I am so grateful to international ministries and the work that, you know, international invested in many people's lives like myself, right? And
Well,
that's I felt like I am obligated to be part of the
mhm.
work in Southeast Asia. And yeah,
And
you invited me to your your area, especially
right,
from Myanmar, right?
help. Yeah,
That's how it
Myanmar
started.
and
Yeah.
Thailand too. Yeah.
Thailand, yeah. And
Hmm.
then since your areas is Malaysia as well, and
Right,
I initiated Lesson Bible College in Malaysia to
right.
help
Hmm.
migrants and who need training
Right,
for ministerial training, also for teacher trainings. And I brought it up to you and share about the my burden and my passion to you,
right,
and that's
right.
how it started. And I have no idea how to do that. But
Mm.
you are the one who find ways for possibility to have teacher training in Malaysia. I think.
Right. Well, I remember you
Yeah,
and I and several other people came together
yeah,
and we're trying to say what are the needs? What can
mm,
we do to help?
yeah,
And then we teamed up with Michael Moy and
yeah,
Ruth
right.
Education Center
Yeah,
and had multiple meetings
mm,
about what are the needs, how could it work, how could it play out,
mm,
and using the Ruth Education Center
yeah, sure.
to be
Yeah,
able to be kind of the focal point for teacher training for the refugee community schools
right.
in Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah,
And so together we all wrote a grant
mm,
and were able to receive that grant,
yeah,
which paid for over a year of really solid teacher training that has really benefited
that's
the
true.
community schools.
Yeah, there are over 20 community school in
Yeah,
Singapore, right?
right.
And
Oh, I think there may be even be more than that now because there's
uh,
all these small ones that are popping up.
uh,
But
right.
yeah,
Yeah. And that certificate and diploma in teaching
yeah.
really help most of, I think, almost all community school,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. And you and Michael and then our team kind of worked a little bit on the curriculum to
Yeah,
make sure
right,
that it was a good, solid curriculum, but also was really helpful for the teachers to be able to gain skills in
yeah,
teaching.
right. And
So
then our friend from Austria, Lori,
yeah, 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 yeah.
they
Lori was a part of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
He and
Yeah.
his wife put a lot of effort on it.
They
Oh,
have they have put a lot of time and energy into teacher training. I had talked to Lori the other day. I think he's going back in March, I
oh,
believe.
really? Oh, they still keep on coming to Kuala.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
they're still coming. They
right,
still it's
right.
still a priority with them.
Ah, yeah. And that's worked it out. And we trained, I think the first group was about 40 plus, about
Mhm.
40.
It was a big group.
Big
I
group.
was able to meet with them one time
Mm.
when I was in Kuala Lumpur. I went in and I was able to meet the students and hear some of their stories. It
Yeah,
was amazing,
right,
to
right.
hear them at the level for them,
Uh,
uh, to be able to hear them talk about basic different aspects of teaching. It was
right.
really impressive.
Mm, yeah. And that teacher training is the need for a community even now,
Oh, absolutely. Even
even
more
more
now.
so, even more
Because
so.
yeah, because
Right.
the UNHCR is really right at this point unable to do a whole lot to help out the community schools. So
Mm,
they are trying to find ways to do what they do on their own.
uh,
And so I think the program from REC really meets a big need.
yeah. And last year, um, yeah, Michael passed away in
Yeah,
2024, I think, right?
I think
24.
so. Yeah, in the
Yeah.
fall. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a big loss for us.
Right.
And
But I've been, I mean, Michael's vision and his
mm,
desire
mm,
and what he set in place for the Ruth Education Center is being carried out now by
mm.
others.
Yes,
And but a lot of that is just because Michael had set such a strong program in place.
right, right. And his wife and his team are
Yeah,
very strong, and they are,
right.
you know, they have a good courage to move forward. And
They do.
yeah,
Yeah. I
and
was
that's
just in Kuala
inspiring.
Lumpur last week
Hmm.
and was able to attend worship
Hmm.
with the students and then meet with some of the leadership. And I was very impressed
Yeah.
with to see how they are carrying on that legacy.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And we
Mm.
are keep on doing with our new area directors as well.
Yeah.
And uh, even though you are retiring, but you
Hmm.
cannot really be retired.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
will be
my
coming back, and we always looking for your help and
oh, thank you.
guidance, and you have more time than
I
before.
do.
You
Well,
can focus more on
I
this
can
project.
focus more on education.
Yeah, education,
So
right?
now what I'm doing mainly is
Uh-huh.
we're doing teacher training for the community schools
Right.
for
Uh-huh.
those who are not really a part of REC.
Hmm.
And we offer a hybrid Zoom and in person
Yeah.
uh, for teachers who are wanting to gain skills in certain areas.
Yeah.
So we have a cohort now, I think of about 8 teachers that are skilled in different areas. So
Mm.
we'll be starting that in March. But
Okay.
it doesn't take the place of the program that's at REC, but
Hmm.
it does kind of, I think, give a little bit more value to it, to give a little bit more
Sure.
help to
Hmm.
those teachers in certain specific areas.
Yeah. So what do you see in the future, like the one that you are doing right now, and then the Just Education Center and the
Right.
REC project going on in Malaysia? Uh,
Mhm.
do you have any kind of foreseeing in collaboration working together in the future? Do you
Oh,
know?
I hope so. Yeah, that's one of the things that I was able to talk to some of the leadership at REC this past trip and to see
Mhm.
how can we work together
Yeah, yeah.
and collaborate,
To strengthen, you know?
with what they're doing and what we're doing, because they're very different. Theirs is
Yeah,
very intense for a whole year program,
yeah.
and ours is not as intense,
Uh-huh.
but it does give. You have professional teachers that are
Uh-huh.
giving advice
Kind
about
of an
a
advanced
little
or
advanced. I
uh-huh.
think what we're
Mentorship.
offering is kind of a mentoring.
Yeah.
to offer, for example, if somebody in a community school is teaching high school
Mhm.
science,
Yeah.
we have a teacher who can help. So,
Mhm.
and teachers come and say, I need a little bit of help with this. Can you give me some advice? And those are the
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
that we can do to help,
Mhm.
to give them, and then to mentor them, to be somebody they can go to when they have
Yeah.
concerns. And
So
so,
the main reason
like,
that is the program we set it up is an intensive teacher
right, it
training,
was very for
like
1 year. Yeah,
year, and then like we are just focusing on certificate level right now
right,
because
right,
diploma is something like beyond we can do, but that
right.
part will be your project coming in, I think.
Well, we're trying to work out
Mm.
relationships with schools,
Yeah,
higher education,
yeah,
so that if community school teachers and students are able
mm,
to be able to find a way for them to get some, higher education.
right.
And part of that is a GED program that we're
Uh-huh.
doing,
Yeah,
to help give the students
mhm,
some kind of an accredited degree,
right.
high school diploma.
Yeah, yeah,
But
right.
that's kind of in the beginning stages right now, but that's where we are and kind of
Uh-huh.
working on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that will be the most effective way to help our childrens over there in Kuala
Right.
Lumpur, I think. And we are introducing Pen Foster program too. Some are
Right.
interested, some group are even talk to me and how we can work together. But the
Mhm.
challenge is that the fees are a little bit high.
Right. It's really a little, actually, I mean, if you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
for what you get, if
Mm-hmm.
students are able to finish the program for the price, it's really a value. I mean,
Yeah,
it's really
yeah,
it's a very great price.
yeah.
But the
It's still,
problem is, I think it's just for some people to come up with that money is really hard.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a challenging for individual student.
Yeah.
But
That's right.
if we could have kind of a grant and offer scholarship, well, that's the way I'm thinking right now. How
Right.
are we going to get like kind of a grant or a scholarship, and then will not be a free kind of thing, but they can it's a kind of affordable tuition for them that might be
Right.
very helpful.
Right. Yeah, that's always
Mhm.
the big challenge
That's
is
a
to be able
challenge.
to
Yeah,
find the finances for it.
yeah, yeah.
And with
Mhm.
the way things are now, it's a little bit harder, a little bit more challenging to get that funding.
Yeah,
But,
fine.
we live in hope,
Yeah,
right?
well, and then if there's a you know there is maybe God will open something for us if God
Mm,
if it's is God will for us to do move
yeah,
forward,
that's right.
right? Yeah.
Well, I know
And
you all have been working very hard to work on that relationship with Penn Foster and
yeah.
to understand the program even
uh,
more and more to make it so that it's
mm,
a viable alternative
yeah.
for students.
So I am still learning how to do
Yeah,
the
it's
pen
always,
because
yeah.
we have one pilot in Michina. We started
Hmm.
back in 2023, right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
I think that initiative, I think you and your team
yeah.
take care of it. And I
Mm.
think about 10 of them. Do you remember?
Yeah, I
Some
think either 8 or 10.
yeah,
Some
eight
they
or 10 of them. And one or two of them completed so far,
But
right?
that, when we started it, it was so challenging because
Uh,
that was when there was so
no
much
internet,
happening in Myanmar, right?
no
And so
internet, no electricity,
no
everything.
internet, oh my goodness. And
Yeah,
because it was all online based, it was
yeah,
really challenging.
yeah. And
And
that,
and the students themselves, because of all
mm,
the challenges, we're traumatized.
yeah,
And so difficult, to be able to concentrate and do this kind of study when there's a lot of trauma in their lives.
yeah, yes,
Really hard.
yeah.
So,
And
mm,
what Mongrin, one of the
yeah,
one student completed
yeah, he
and
did.
is accepted by many university now. That
Yeah,
is
it's so good. I'm so
yeah,
glad.
yeah,
Yeah. So they're always, yeah, I think if students are motivated
Mm,
and are able and have the
mm,
support based
yeah.
and to be able to, they can be very successful.
Mm. Yeah, I hope his university hunting and
Yeah, I
scholarship
think he
program will
is.
work it out,
Yeah.
you know?
hmm
Yeah.
I hope he'll
And
be able to
you
find a good
mentioned that
school.
there are several universities in the United States accepted him and also
Right.
in Thailand. And
Right. Yeah.
right, I think that's a positive outcome that we see from Penn Foster project, the pilot project in Michina. And we introduced the second group that's in partnership with Zhou Dongqian Group. You might,
Right. Right.
if you heard about this group, this is coming
I
from, I
haven't been
think,
that involved
the
in that.
southern, yeah, the
Yeah.
southern Chin people group.
hmm
They are not from the middle, a little bit from the southern.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and some of them live close to Sakai region or so.
Right.
Yeah,
hmm
so they form up a group here. They call it
hmm
Zhou Dongqian Baptist Association,
Right.
and their general secretary is our master student at Jefferson Bible College.
Oh,
And we
okay.
started to discuss about the things that we can help for his own people group. And he also talked to the Jotun Association in Myanmar. There are three associations in Myanmar. So
Right.
these four associations work together for this project.
hmm
And they came up with the ideas, like they do have a mission housing closer to India, and then they came up with the ideas. We also suggest some possibilities
Right.
to have internet, to have solar, electric, and then they do have kind of, you know, free internet, not really free, but they do have good internet connections in that area
Oh,
that work it out. And
that's wonderful.
they brought the student from here and there, and they boarding them.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and that's worked it out. And six of them completed this time.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That is so good. That is wonderful.
Yeah.
So good to hear.
Yeah.
So good to hear. Yeah, I think that's part of it is having that good support.
Mhm.
If you don't have internet and you don't have electricity and there's not good support,
Possible.
it makes it really hard. But
Mm.
it sounds like that group had it all
Yeah.
and then they're able to be successful.
Yeah. And they're looking for student sponsorship here and there.
Uh-huh.
Sponsorship coming from Austria, some from Malaysia, some from here.
Oh
So the
yeah.
relative are supporting
Right.
them, and that's how. But not all are not able to get the support, but we are hoping
Yeah.
all the support.
Well, there's nothing, I think there are a lot of things in life that are important,
Hmm.
but really getting a good education is just key. It's one of
Yeah.
those really, really, really important things
Yeah.
that change lives,
Yeah.
you know.
I
If
shared
you
the ideas to Member Baptist Convention too.
Oh yeah.
And Dr. Lian, the General Secretary, also liked the ideas.
Yeah.
And the Judson University project coordinators, she liked the ideas. And they also talk about the possibility to have that kind of project in Yangon at
Oh,
the headquarters.
wonderful.
But half of the leadership team voted on it, and half of them's concerned about the financial part, and
Right.
another part said, "Okay, that's good. Why don't we try?
Right.
But they came up with their own uh,
Oh.
homemade kind of GED project,
hmm
and that's a good, initiative as being
hmm
a special assistant for your special assistant for
Mm.
education project in Myanmar, and
Yeah.
introduced new ideas, and they came up with just an education learning center, similar
Wonderful.
to just an education center.
Well, they kind of took your idea
The
and then
idea
worked it a little bit,
work it,
right?
yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
that's
They
great.
started already as a GED homemade GED program.
Hmm.
So I think whatever we try, like the initiative, kind of successful. I think I see that.
Yeah.
success of our initiative for Myanmar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have a lot of students now.
Oh,
That project.
wonderful.
But that's homemade,
Wonderful.
right? That is homemade GED.
Right.
And those who completed GED program will move on to Jason University. Yeah.
Wonderful. That's
So it's
great.
a good news for you and for our effort.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear
Yeah.
that.
Right.
So glad. Hmm.
Yeah. So those are the things going on, and I just would like to
Yeah.
update what we have started as a team
Wonderful.
in Asia. Malaysia is the most successful teacher training. I think that we can we can have a celebration for it.
Yeah, I
Need to
think
move
so.
for, we need to move forward for it, yeah, too.
Right. It's taken time to put in place, but I
Mm-hmm.
think, and more we're fine tuning,
Mm-hmm.
what their needs are for the teachers in the schools,
Mm-hmm.
because it does change, right? I mean,
Yeah.
their needs change as the schools develop and go through certain periods of time where they
Mm.
are in a growth time. It
Right.
was really interesting when I visited, I think, 10 of
Um,
the schools when I was there last week.
yeah.
And I can see growth in those
Mm.
schools. I can see how the schools are really evolving and changing and becoming stronger.
Yeah.
And that's just a huge blessing to
Right.
be able to see.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they don't still have needs, but it means, their needs may be changing,
Mm-hmm.
but they are getting more focused on what they need,
Yeah.
you know.
And they do have more resources, like
Yeah.
human resources, I mean,
Yes.
teacher resources, right?
They
Teacher
do. Yes.
resources. And I think that's the most important one
It
for
is. It
community
is.
school. And that's why we invested a lot on it.
Yeah.
I see that that will be the most strategic one to do that. And I
Hmm.
also share with new area directors as well.
Yeah.
And he agreed with me too. So that's a
Oh,
good thing.
good.
That's good.
Good. Wonderful.
That's a good thing. And I'm traveling to Kuala Lumpur next week.
Yeah, we'll have a
And
grand time. I wish we could have been there together
yeah,
each
yeah.
time, but
And plan to meet with some leaders. And there is a new group that coming in to be part of like kind of a training that we can introduce to them. It's a Kachin group, one of
oh,
the
okay.
Kachin group. Yeah. And I'm so excited to meet with them
Wonderful.
and heading to Yangon. That would be my next step. And we closely working with Theological Education Department of Myanmar Baptist Convention, Dr.
Right,
Silva.
right.
And
Mm-hmm.
the project that we completed one last year, March, was academic dean workshop,
Mm-hmm.
and I was the one leading the whole time that time
Mm-hmm.
academic dean workshop, and I think 25 seminaries dean will show up
Wow,
all over
wow.
the country.
That's like half of the seminaries
Yeah, I
in
have those
Myanmar
seminaries.
Baptist Convention. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And the follow-up call was done right after, I think, right after the earthquake. And
Oh, okay.
and on Zoom, almost everybody show up. Yeah,
Wonderful.
about 50 of them show up on Zoom for
Wow.
follow-up
Mm-hmm.
seminar for I think 2 hours or something, right? So it was a successful like the original plan to have
Right,
kind of seminar to help seminaries in Myanmar.
right.
And this trip we are focusing on a seminary administrator workshop again.
That's
Yeah,
really important.
yeah.
Yes.
And
And
that way we
I I
I
have
I'm able to engage with all the seminaries dean and
hmm
administrators. That is the original plan, right? So
right, right.
so things are coming up, materialize it now.
I'm
So
so glad. Well,
yeah,
that's one thing that I have decided after meeting at the schools, the
yeah,
community schools in Kuala Lumpur.
yeah,
I know they're not seminaries, but
mhm,
the heads of schools.
yeah,
And it's that the job of an administrator at a school, especially during challenging times, is really hard.
Yeah.
So I think the more that they can be supported
Right.
through, gaining skills and understanding and even
Yeah.
just sharing
Yeah.
ideas is really important. So I think what I'm planning on doing is offering uh, uh, a training, like for a month training for the heads of schools.
Yeah.
And just to say, in Kuala Lumpur, because I'm
Yeah.
a former administrator, and
Yeah.
just say, what kind of things can we talk about? What kind of
Mhm.
challenges
Yeah.
are you having? And I think being able to share that and to learn
Mhm.
skills is very important because
Mhm.
the teachers are important, but also the
The
administration is
administrators
very
are very
important.
important too. Yeah,
Yeah,
we talked about it some time ago. You remember, we'd like to form up a school board in
right,
Kuala
right,
Lumpur community school, and
right,
then we'll have some kind of
right,
accreditation team
right,
to
right,
form up within community school.
right.
You
Well,
know
I'm
that,
hoping that
yeah,
being
that
able
might
to
be
meet,
something that we can do
yeah,
together in our
yeah.
next trip. You know.
Well, I'm hoping that, when we offer this, that I know some of the principals, I know that they would be interested. So if we
Uh-huh.
can even start with just a core group
Yeah.
of people to get them,
Yeah.
interested, get them talking, sharing ideas, sharing
Mhm.
mutual challenges,
Yeah.
mutual
Sure.
joys, I
Yeah.
think, yeah, that might be a start for that.
Mm.
Mm,
Yeah, my next trip is in July. I'm planning
mhm.
to go there.
Yeah, I think we are hoping if I
Uh,
get this grant
uh,
that we wrote, then our team will also be there in July. So
oh,
I may
so
try to
we,
be there during the graduation for
yeah,
RBC. Yeah.
so we can plan together same time if
Hmm.
possible, you know?
Maybe, yeah, if it works out.
Yeah.
With my team, I'm not sure when exactly they can go, and that's when,
Uh,
whatever their
so
dates
we
are.
actually fixed for our graduation weekend.
We'll see. Maybe we
Yeah.
can do that. I'm just not
So
sure. But
actually I already fixed for that graduation weekend. It was on July 18th.
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I already fixed for July 18th for my next trip. So
Mhm.
yeah, so that will work it out. And one thing that I would like to ask you for
Yeah.
the Myanmar Baptist Convention Theological Education Department,
Yeah.
they form a Baptist Theological Education in Myanmar, so Association Baptist Association of Theological Education in Myanmar. They form up as association now instead of
Hmm.
department.
Uh-huh.
They changed it into association.
That's good.
Yeah. And they asked me to be kind of helping them to form up like how
Mm,
to come up with their constitution and bylaw
right.
and then policies and things like that.
Hmm.
So what if you have any things to input on
Oh, I'd love to.
that project,
Uh-huh.
I would like to ask for your help too.
Oh, I'd be very happy to help with
Mhm.
in any way I can. I think
Yeah.
that's really, really important.
Yeah. So I
So,
have to bring these ideas next week
oh,
to
next week. Oh my, that's not much time.
next week. And so that will be the first thing that we are going to do as seminary administrators
Hmm.
workshop. And I would like to talk about how to set up kind of, you know, that that structure and accreditations policies in place. Those are the things that we need for your input as well. If you have resources and if you have kind of, you know, ideas, please let me know. Yeah. Mm.
Sure, I'd be happy to do that. Sorry, I had a cough. I didn't
Oh,
figure you
okay.
wanted to hear me cough.
But it's take some time now. So for we will talk more in the future
Hmm.
as we go, you know. And would like to ask you for your 30-minute time and if you
Okay. Well, once we get
something else to
started with
get
our
to
next teacher training and once we are able to
yeah,
really get into it, then I'll have hopefully some good things to say and some
yeah,
positive steps for the future.
sure. So what's your what would you say to our audience and our partners or whoever's is listening to our podcast, what would be your final kind of
I think for me, it's
the
just again, as
encouragement?
I said,
Yeah.
said earlier, is how important education is. And nothing can take away a good education for a
Mhm.
student.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
That's my grandson,
Oh,
sorry.
okay. Okay.
He was saying goodbye.
Yeah.
But just the importance of an education.
Mm. The grandson is would like to be part of it too. So,
So he's very interested in a train he got. So he
oh,
wanted to
really?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but just to that, I think no matter what,
Mm,
whenever resources are and people and funds are put towards education, it never comes back void. It always comes back with a positive because people's lives are changed
yeah.
and that they are able to, education influences everyone and it influences generations.
Mhm.
So in a positive way. So,
Especially for the people who are in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. They
well,
are in
yeah.
transition of their life, the kind of transition in life,
It
and
just
that's very
changes.
challenging for them.
It can just change the whole focus on somebody's life and for a positive good. So
Mm,
I just think it's very important. And even in Myanmar, in Thailand, in
yeah.
any country, the US,
Mhm.
education is really important.
Yeah.
And
No.
so
Mhm.
no matter what, the resources that are put towards it, the time, the energy seems
Mhm.
like a lot, but it never comes back without a plus,
Mhm.
without a positive.
That's true. And we
Mm.
visited the Church of Christ in Thailand together.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I do have kind of a friends working in Bangkok and Chiang Mai,
Hmm.
and some of their children connect with us to
Hmm.
Pentecostals,
Yeah.
and that is one of the impact, one of the result after we visited, you know.
Wonderful. I'm so glad.
Yeah,
Well,
and
recently Thailand made, no matter what the status of a child
mhm.
um, in in Thailand, whether they are documented or undocumented, they are going to be able to receive an education
Oh,
in
that's
their
good.
schools. It was just recently something that came about,
Uh-huh.
and I just think that's such a positive.
Ah,
I mean, it'll look different in different areas, and there's still
yeah.
going to be some need for
Right.
other styles and other kinds of education.
Mhm.
But I think that's such a plus that Thailand sees the
Wow,
benefit of good education.
that's really it's a progress for
Yeah, it
for
is. It
yeah,
is. Yeah.
right, right. Yeah. So thanks for your time for
Well,
this
thank you. Thanks
interview
for all you do and
and
for you never stop working for education, and I really, really appreciate
I
that.
love doing that. And because of your uh your help, bring you alongside with you in wherever you do,
Mm.
and helping me for the
Oh, I'm happy
passions
to
and the
do that.
projects that we have in Malaysia and other part of Southeast Asia. That's
Yeah.
really is a blessing for me and our people for
Well, I'm
talking
thankful.
about.
It's always better too when we collaborate, when we
Yeah,
work together.
yeah, sure. Okay, thank you so much for your
Right.
time.
Thank
Bye for
you.
now. Right.
Mhm.